Good morning, everybody. Richard Strang from the UK. This morning's video is going to give an update on various news out there in the last week in the crypto world. Biggest news for me in the last week is how much Compound COMP has gone rapidly through the charts and now in the top 20, would you believe? I spoke about it briefly when I talked about the Coinbase new potential listings. We stated then that it's very rare that actually any coins get listed. Well, Compound has, and it's had unbelievable growth. I'll go through it in a minute through CoinMarketCap, but the co-founder, Vitalik Buterin, he's actually done a tweet, and there's a news story here about the Ethereum co-founder rings caution bell on DeFi surge. Critics remind the ICO boom. Decentralized finance, DeFi for short, applications, many of them now. I've spoke about a few before. The latest ones I'm looking into is like KAVA, looks an excellent project. I think I'll look into that in more depth soon, but there's many others. Ren I've spoke about before. So what they're saying is becoming what the ICOs were in 2017-18. I got involved with the ICOs. Sorry, I got involved with cryptos in 2016, but in 2017 was a mad year with a bull run and everything just went on. Really, it was absolutely crazy. And I got involved with many ICOs. Bit naive because I've been cryptos that long. Many have turned out to be great projects. I've had some which have been average, a good sort of say 5 or 6 which are starting now completely flat, and a couple of scam ones. So you live and learn. So I always say never put more money into a crypto you can't afford to lose, because there's no guarantees. That's why it's always stated DYOR. You've probably seen that in multiple places. Do your own research. So you have to do your own due diligence, because no one can dictate what a coin will do, future price, etc. So these are all merely my humble opinion. So you can see Vitalik's tweet there, and on Saturday. Honestly, I think we emphasise flashy DeFi things that give you fancy high interest rates way too much. Interest rates significantly higher than what you can get in traditional finance are inherently either temporary arbitrage opportunities or come with unstated risks attached. So it has been, say, a mad week for Compound. So it's ranked 19, current price $318. Market cap, which I believe is actually over 815 million, and it's hardly been out long. The reason the price is that the total supply is only 10 million, which in crypto speak is really low. But at the moment, the circulating supply is a quarter of that, roughly. So we've got 2.5 million out there, roughly. So that's why the price represents that. I say it's a brand new project, but I looked at this literally when I've done that Coinbase listings, and I've been sort of looking at it vaguely, but I've watched it over the last week. He's got here, when you scroll down the CoinMarketCap, the all-time low was actually 4 days ago, $61. Yesterday it reached its all-time high of 323. So unbelievable. So you think this time last week when I done the last video, the latest news, it was got it for less than $61, and now it's just crazy. Look at that, 318, unbelievable. Anyways, what it is, so it's just been a rapid growth. Now, will it continuously grow? It might have a big drop off now. We don't know. That's the thing with crypto. We have no idea what this project's going to do. The way it's progressing and the way it has had such rapid growth, normally, again, it's no financial advice, it normally has a bit of a drop off now, but let's say there's no guarantee. It might continuously rise and have a drop off, who knows? But it's such an incredible jump, and so much market cap now. You go on their website and compound.finance, and it goes through all the cryptos here. It scrolls through the screen. You see it, the Compound protocol currently of ETH. It goes through the next one is like normally it's like rep, 0.11% interest, and it just goes through all the different cryptos see there. So basically, Compound is an algorithmic autonomous interest rate protocol built for developers to unlock a universe of open financial applications. So it's got there about try Compound community built interfaces integrating the protocol. Now it talks about the Coinbase custody. Again, what I said about that video about it's very rare that any coins actually get listed. Compound will be listed. I think it's on Coinbase Pro now, I believe. I haven't double checked that, but it's just been announced. But it's going on Coinbase. So when I talked last week, very, very rarely any projects ever get on Coinbase. Well, this is one that's made it. So it goes through there how to sort of, integrating the protocol and how you do it and all the bits about it. It goes audit and verify the most secure protocol for money. Look at all these different companies they've used for the security, to do the risk assessments, the formal verification, and it's backed by world-class investors. Obviously, Coinbase. That's incredible on its own that Coinbase is behind it. It's got Dragonfly Capital, Polychain, and loads of other companies as well. So it's obviously making absolutely huge strides in such a short time. Unbelievable. let's see how it progresses. It's just been, I say, just a crazy week for Compound, really. But I think that was the main news the last week for me. I'll go for the biggest gainers, other projects which I've never heard of, which have had growth, but this is a real solid project for me. Anyway, I keep my eye on Compound. So going through Blockfolio's blog, which is great. Blog gives regular updates. Top Blockfolio signals the past week. Quant Partners with Oracle as a fintech partner. I spoke about Part before. I do own Quant, but I need to get a lot more. It's another project where I personally believe at the moment it's way under $10. I believe, again, my personal opinion, will be well over $100 next bull run. It's very limited supply. Other news, Origin Protocol, spoke about a lot lately. It's listed by Huobi. Fantastic news for OGN. It's really more solid progress. Enigma partners with IBM on safe tracing privacy. ARC, that's again a project I owned for about literally end of 2017, I think. ARC, don't hold any more. Hasn't been in news much lately, but again, still out there, still progressing. So it's good to see. One Chain's another one I haven't heard much about lately. It shows an STO platform launch for Thallium. So IOTA joins in SureSec, secure e-commerce platforms. That's good news for IOTA. Now launches V20 Athena. So to me, Quant is just, getting back to that, I think it's just a wonderful project. So it's partnered with Oracle as a fintech partner, doing financial infrastructure and Oracle FS clients. I think this is absolutely fantastic. So I think Quant will continuously rise through the charts. It's one you really need to keep on your radar. I think it's a great project. First looked at it where it was less than 500 in the charts. Didn't get much Quant. Obviously, I wish I got a lot more the way it's risen in price, but hey, you know, live and learn. So it's just another solid project for me that I think has got longevity, which is obviously all important. So going on to CoinMarketCap, you got the biggest gainers and losers. Last 7 days, Plas Farmers, 971%. Again, the volume for me is not something I'd look into. To me, it's a pump and dump. I guess they say time and tell. TNC Coin has been in the news a lot lately. Relatively new project. Volume last 24 hours, nearly 6 million. It's quite good. It's got 121% the last 7 days. Over the last month, it's been up and down. Massive gains, massive dumps and gains. Well, I looked in briefly in the project. The actual total supply was 1 trillion, I think, if I remember, just over 1 trillion. At the moment, it's like 25 billion is all that's in the circulating supply. So, me personally, I will not look into getting into TNC. It's future. It may do well, I don't know, but to me that is hardly any of the supply out there, very minimal amount. So I don't know when they're releasing the rest, but you've got to bear that in mind when we talk about future price. AVE, nearly up 100%. We talked about it last week, again with the Coinbase news. Great to see. Another one down here, Elrond, up 81% in 7 days. They've had a lot of good news lately. I'll just quickly go to this. It's basically, this was last Thursday, this news where the price surged 35%. It's also got more since then, because it's got a partnership with Travala and Travel by Bit, so you can basically book your flights, your hotels using Elrond. I spoke about Elrond before, and it's, you know, you say there's, look at the Travala. We talked about Travala as well as AVA, 33 cents. So when you actually go on the Travala site, Elrond isn't actually down here yet, but it will be very soon. So I've done a dedicated video before on Travala, where at that time we booked was hotels and accommodations, but now you can actually book flights. So that's even more great news. I say when we can actually travel again, I will actually use this site, use my crypto. It'd be fantastic to book a hotel and a flight using my currency. Look, AIDA's there. I've gone through this before. It's all the big ones, obviously. You know, all the big. It's even got the prize coins like Monero. It's got other coins like Qtum, which I love. You know, it's got Komodo, another of my favourite privacy coins. It's got Digibyte on here. So you've got KU coin shares. You know, you go through it a lot. So Elrond on there. So that's why I think the price has gone up so much, and that's why the video, you know, the news article states that as well. So I just think that is fantastic. Going on bad news, which I hate to report, but it's what happens out there, unfortunately, is a crypto founder sentenced to 7 years in prison for $25 million scam. I'd actually heard of Centratech. He's another guy who ripped people off, mugged people off, scammed them, disgusting individual. And he was the guy, Robert Farkas, was the founder of cryptocurrency firm Centratech, which raised more than $25 million from an initial coin offering scam. And he pled guilty in federal court. All he got, though, 7 years, and I think that's disgusting. Seeing how much he got, and a fine up to $250,000. Well, that's nothing you compared to what he made. And it states there the company's built on lies. Farkas launched a Miami-based company along with 2 other co-founders, and their trials are this year. So disgusting. I say I've talked about ICOs before. In 2017, there was many scams. I got scammed myself. that's when you get scammed by that on ICO, you really do your due diligence. And now it's more like IEOs and DeFi's, but ICO is obviously still out there. But if you go on the ICO sites, like ICO Marks, for instance, .com, that's a really good site. There's every day there's ICOs getting issued, and most of them, majority of them, never be anything. So I got involved with some great ones, but I say there's a lot of rubbish out there. And so you go on these sites and they get released every day, and I imagine a lot of them are scams. Not all of them. A lot of them just fail because they just haven't got the genuine use case or the money behind them. You know, the whole point of the ICO, initial coin offering, is to get the money into the project so that it allows them to develop. That's why it's out there, and they obviously give you the token then at a reduced price to get people interested. But we used to get a stage when ICOs were actually launched as a cryptocurrency on exchanges. The price used to rocket the next day, and then have a big dump. And that was all the time. So anyway, he's been sentenced to only 7 years. Another one which was really sad to see was BitClub. I used to use BitClub again back in 2017, 2018, and up to last year. Never done any harm, to be honest. It always withdraw. I never marketed much BitClub. I never had any referrals or anything like that. So it was lucky I was in profit. But now it's been proved that it was a scam. It was a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, if you want. They actually run from April 2014 to December 2019. And it basically says there, BitClub was a fraudulent scheme that solicited money from investors in exchange for shares of reported cryptocurrency mining pools. I had a Bitcoin, many contracts with Bitcoin, Litecoin. I had Bitcoin Cash, which I don't have anymore. I don't have Bitcoin Cash or SV. And they did make a lot of money by the looks of it. But obviously when it folded, they've even got a questionnaire you can now do, BitClub 2019 at fbi.gov, you know, and they're detained without bail. So it's shocking, really. These people exist. So it's very rare, to be honest, that you get a pyramid Ponzi scheme like that runs for so long. Like 5.5 years, obviously, is a long time for any Ponzi scheme. So they have the time in court. They get long sentence, but you look at the previous guy, $25 million he made, ICO, he got 7 years. So I guess we'll just have to see how that develops. But it's real sad. And I've been involved with many passive earning sites. I've always stated to anyone who sort of follow me on my Facebook group, never put in any money you can't afford to lose. There is no guarantees. I personally have gone away from them sites. I've been scammed before. I've made decent money before. The last one that I did really well was My Passive Trade, which is now called My Eureka Club, where instead of getting My Passive Trade with Bitcoin, now it's My Eureka Club is purely the ERK coin, which isn't doing fantastic at the moment. It's daily earnings. I do great. Start and they promise returns on each trading pack, and it's genuine trading. But to me personally, I've just got bored of it. I'm bored of companies. I'm bored of other companies having my money, for instance, and rather than them, I just prefer to get me altcoins now. I've got to be honest. I don't do any more mining. I don't join any more mining sites. The last mining site was Genesis Mining. Now, they sort of didn't do me any favours when obviously the big crash happened in 2018 and 2019. They haven't done me any favours. I don't use them anymore at all. But a lot of people do. So your own due diligence, always say. But me personally, I've gone totally away from that. It's just my personal opinion. I just now, it's much more easier. Just love me altcoins, buying them, stacking up on altcoins, ready for the next bull run. So anyway, moving on to some more positive thing is Binance. I hold many projects on Binance, showing the screen here. You can see. Also hold on many exchanges. I love the security of Binance. I'm actually going to move a lot of these off the exchange soon onto various wallets. I've now, every project there which has its own wallet you can download, I've downloaded literally this weekend. So most of these are going to come off. For any project I can download a wallet and have wallets stored myself, my own personal wallets. So I personally like Binance with the levels of security and the SAFU backup. I like it. But anyway, so I'm going to move most of those off. But one thing, if you hit the finance bit, you can see there, they've got the savings. So you can deposit crypto and earn rewards. It's not a great deal. I think for every 1,000 AID or something, you get like 0.02 AID of return or something. So it wasn't for me. But what I do really like is the staking. I'll go for that quickly. I don't get involved with the Binance pool. Again, you can mine your more rules by connecting to a pool. So you connect to someone else's mining pool if you want. Again, that's not for me. I like the staking. That's really what I'm personally going with, is the staking. So when you go on there, I spoke about this before. Now, I hold many of these projects on here and elsewhere. Zilliqa, for instance, is now staking on KU Coin. So that's where I hold a lot of my Zillicoin KU coin. Tomo, spoke about it last week. Tomo chain, can look into that. ARC, again, spoke about that just now. Old project, but still progressing. Lisk, EOS, again, I've gone away from EOS. It was a great project, but I don't own EOS anymore. I'm totally away from that. I transferred all my EOS basically into Cardano, to be honest. I just think it's a better project and longevity. But saying that, I do fully understand that EOS will do well in the next bull run and does have longevity. But to me, ADA's and Cardano's got a better future. But again, that's just my personal opinion. KAVA, that's another DeFi project I really like. I'm going to do a dedicated video on that soon, so I think it's really good. Theta, again, spoke about that recently. Need to get a lot more Theta, I really do. Tezos, obviously I've mentioned that before. Estimated annual yield 6 to 7%. Atom, great project, to get that on Coinbase as well. Tron, I don't bother with. And you go through, like, there's my favourite one here, probably Elrond. Every month I get 3 Elrond because I hold my Elrond on here. So estimated annual yield is 8 to 10%. Minimum holding is only 2 algo. And so on. So you've also got Komodo, I love that. Qtum, Stratus, VE Chain, Ontology, great ones. Neo, don't know Neo anymore, used to. Stellar, gone away from Stellar. Elrond, just spoke about Elrond, do staking on here as well. Very cheap moment, Elrond. So there's so many opportunities out there to grow your crypto by holding them on certain exchanges and get the staking. I say if you just quickly look at the flexible saving, that Binance savings, a simple way to lend and earn. Now, to me, it's not something I will do. Say ADA, estimated annual yield 0.97%, interest per thousand. So it's just not my thing really. It's very minimal. You go some other ones there, and there's better rates. Lock Savings, EOS gives you 3.8% annualized interest rate. Activities, you can go through all this. Elrond, annualized interest rate, accruing interest 12%. So there is some great opportunities there. I personally just prefer my staking on there. So it's just something I thought I need to bring up, that people on Binance, if I've done a dedicated video for getting actually started with Binance, everyone wants help, let me know. I can help any way I can getting started Binance. I know when you first get on Binance, a bit of a minefield with all the tabs on the top and where do you go, where do you deposit, how do you exchange, etc. I've done a dedicated video, but again, just email me if you need any assistance. Other news which I found sort of, again, quite shocking really. We look at Robinhood announces to take measures after a 20-year-old customer commits suicide. Now also another bit was the Binance CEO highlights the importance of anti-addiction notice for crypto exchanges. This market, with the volatility and the gains that can be made, it is quite an addictive thing, cryptocurrency. I've certainly found that, and I certainly realise that sometimes I'm always thinking about cryptocurrencies, and it is a kind of addiction sometimes. Obviously I know when to switch off, but I do, you're always on the Blockfolio app. I'm always checking CoinMarketCap. It is. And the Binance CEO has highlighted that. It's just really sad to see that, Robinhood, like a 20-year-old customer commits suicide, 20 years old. I just found that really sad. He committed suicide. His balance showed $730,000 in negative. So a 20-year-old customer, crypto trader of Robinhood, took his own life. What occurred after Aaron's negative balance more appeared in Alex's account. And it's really sad, absolutely, really, really sad to see. So you have to be careful out there. I know when to switch off. I think we all need to know when to switch off. Obviously, we all want the bull run. We're all fully aware of that. We're desperate for the bull run to start. We all want the life-changing money. We all want the fact we have peer-to-peer payments without banks, credit cards. It's great, but you need to switch off. That's just really bad news. I don't want to end on that note, really. It's just something that needs to be brought up, really. You do have to be careful. Again, you never put more money than you can't afford to lose. I've mentioned many, many times, and I've already mentioned it today, but just be careful out there. Do your own due diligence. I'm a long-term holder of most of these projects, so every day when the volatility is there and it grows double-digit percentage, I don't get excited because the next day I know it might have a drop. It's when the genuine bull run, which I remember last time in 2017, that's the time I'm waiting for. So anyway, so anyone wants any help, email me, info@cryptostrang.com, social media, links below. Hit the like button for me, please, if you don't mind. That'd be great. One little thing you could do for me. Subscribe if you like, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.